Break is next week for many kids, and while it might be a nice reprieve from the routine, for students struggling with mental health, the change can be overwhelming. Our next guest is with the local nonprofit M.I.K.I.D. Jennifer Lopez is with us. She is the licensed master of social work. Jennifer, great to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about the structure and the lack of structure. How does that impact some students?
Well, a lot of our kiddos have an IEP or an individual education plan put in place, so they know what their schedule is going to be, and they have supports built into their day. So when they don't have that, coming home, you're going to see some increased outbursts. You're going to see some maybe defiant behavior at home, maybe some talking back or not wanting to go with the flow of spring break.
Yeah, well, it's difficult to know what to expect of the day.
Yes.
So some students like to have, I know we're going to go to grandma's for lunch at noon, so I have free time. So how can we help navigate with this with our kids, kind of lay out some expectations for the week?
So get them excited. It's spring break. We have the time off together. We can plan something fun, create a nice visual, maybe a calendar on the fridge where they can check in, see what's going to come up each day, and then have them know that if they need a break, this is what they can utilize, whether it be a sensory item or just taking a 5-minute break or having a nice light snack.
Oh, a snack always helps.
It does.
Just as a general pro tip for life. What is use a countdown method? What does that mean?
So that means when you're building up to spring break, you want to have a conversation about it, when it's going to happen. And then afterwards, you want to say, okay, we're going to start school. We're getting ready to get back into school. We got to get our backpacks together and do that kind of stuff. So having them either a visual or just reminders to help with that.
Yeah, to give them the idea of how things are going to, the layout of the week.
Yes.
Teach calm down strategies. What does that mean?
So these are any kind of coping skills that when you find yourself heightened or emotional, like in a moment of like distress, like your first time on the news, right? So
you're doing great.
Take a deep breath, be present, be mindful, kind of just take a little self-check time, and then so that they can like navigate that new experience, whether it's going to the zoo for the first time or maybe on a plane.
Tell me about M.I.K.I.D. What do you guys do here in town?
So M.I.K.I.D, we have been around for 35 plus years. We were a peer and family run organization. So that means that like myself and others that I work with, we have lived experience in navigating family court or different mental behavioral health services.
And M.I.K.I.D stands for?
Mentally ill kids in distress. We've been around for 35 plus years, and we're actually celebrating we're having a benefit concert in September. So if you'd like to attend or would like to donate to the work that we do, that's your opportunity.
Oh, who's going to be performing?
So, oh my goodness, what is his name? It's a classical performance.
Oh, wow.
I've been twice. His name slips me right.
That's okay. I threw you a curveball on that.
On the list
it was not on the list, but you can't bring up a concert without me asking more questions, Jennifer. Jennifer Lopez, I should say. So, you know, it's one of those things where we look forward to our spring break. We think it's going to be easy peasy, but giving our kids that information, those tools ahead of time, the expectation of maybe the first part of the week's going to be playtime. The second part, we're going to organize the kitchen. We're going to work on our you know, that new bunk bed you wanted or whatever the case may be.
You can make that fun. You can create like a chore jar where if they'd like to earn screen time or a fun outing, they can pick a chore out and then take it upon themselves to do it, and you can reward them for that with big things or just little things like stopping and taking a moment to say like you did a good job.
When you need to help calm someone down in the moment, maybe out in public, what works the best? What works the easiest?
Well, first check in with yourself, because traditionally when we're not trying to have our kids embarrass us in public, we may be a little bit upset. So do a little self-check. Be aware of maybe what they're experiencing can be triggering for them, and then reframe the situation. You can come to them and make it a fun experience and say like, hey, I see you having some trouble with this activity. Let's see if we can pivot to something else.
So the reframing. I like the little snack tips, and always a deep breath. For sure.
And carrying sensory items, whether they be fidget spinners, some kinetic sand. You could also utilize timers. So if you have a kiddo that struggles with transitioning from one really fun activity to another, You can give them a 5-minute reminder, or you could use a visual timer, something with like kind of like a lava lamp that we used to have.
Yeah, well, those are still great, aren't they?
They are.
Jennifer, thank you so much. It's called M.I.K.I.D, and
Yes.
come back and tell us about the concert when we get closer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great to see you. Remember, there are so many resources available for anyone who might be struggling. We have more information on M.I.K.I.D on our website, azfamily.com.